Hey everybody out there on YouTube, this is Annette Dion. I am the host of the Psychic News Network and it is July 15th. Let me check. Yes, I got it right. The month is flying by. When it gets to be the middle of the month, I get a little like lost. Wow, so it's the middle of July. There's a lot going on in the news as usual. It's hard to keep up, but I do have a list. So I want to mention that there were a couple of questions, and I forgot to write them down. But one, I do remember one, and I apologize. I'll get to the other. There were a couple other questions. I don't have a ton of followers right now, so if you ask a question, it will get answered as long as I remember to check. Somebody asked me about Sonoma County, California, a trip being planned, and it sounded like the trip was being planned potentially for, I think it was around September. I do see a little bit of a break there. I'll pull a few cards about that because I wanted to pull cards about the drought and everything and the wildfires. What's going on with that since we last checked, and I feel like there'll be a little bit of a reprise around the time that this viewer was asking about. I don't see them unscathed, but I do feel a little bit of rain coming into that area, so we will we'll see. So let's start with that. Let's start with reading about the western states drought all the way up into Canada. It's very scary. It's a time to be saying a lot of prayers because this is dire straits. This is like these trees are gone for the foreseeable future and pretty much forever. And we need trees because trees are our lungs. You know, we take so much for granted. I hug a tree every day. And I'm not even kidding, I really do. Just about every day I hug a tree. I think I was a druid in a past life, among other things. Okay, if you would like a reading, it's AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. Thanks to those of you who have booked a reading with me. It's easy to get in because I'm new to YouTube. So, and I do read past lives. That's why I thought to mention how to reach me. Past lives that have an effect on your current situation. So, all right, we want to ask about the drought in the West. I do see a reprise, but it's a little ways away. It's like 6 weeks away. And I don't mean like dousing rains like they just had in Europe. They're having horrible floods in Europe. People have died. It's Armageddon out there, I'm telling you. Yep. Well, you know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news about the fires in the West, but I have the Five of Cups. That's a lot of loss. That's devastating loss. The Five of Pentacles, the economy is going to be sunk. There'll be good news. I promise there'll be good news too, but this is really looking sad. Yeah, look, and these cards, this is the Cosmic Tarot. I like to mention, I've used these a lot, pretty much exclusively as of late. And they're so accurate. This is the drought in the West. You can see the parched earth. It's like something out of a bad sci-fi movie. Loss, looking at the losses. I think the good news is that there'll be no denying. There'll be no more denying the climate change. The climate deniers are going to have to eat their hats because it's a real thing. So there'll be reprises, but I see the fire spreading. I see the drought and the heat continuing. Here in New England, we've had a lot of rain, which is kind of interesting, like in Europe. In fact, the sun just came out moments ago, and it's 3:30 in the afternoon on Thursday. So we've had about 5 days straight of what I call cave weather. just fog as far as you can see, and you can't really see. Okay, so sorry about that bad news about the wildfires, but you know, as we know, it takes a catastrophe for people to wake up. I mean, I know when they were doing tar sands in Canada, it was such a grueling process to squeeze oil out of these sands, and it just wreaking havoc with the environment and climate change. But the greed is killing human civilization, I gotta tell you. All right, what was, okay, the Texas Democrats in D.C. Bravo! Even if nothing comes of it, and we'll look at it, and nothing comes of it in terms of making a huge impact, and let's pray that it does, because this is our democracy we're talking about. This is nothing less than saving our democracy, let's be clear. The Texas Democrats taking making the move, like actually taking action, is a big freaking deal. Because there's been too much for the past, gosh, how many years, where we're getting angry, our rights are being taken away. The Republicans are like big bullies, and the Democrats haven't done anything. So just to see them do something drastic, just that alone, that piece of it is a big deal, and it's great. So let's see what's going to happen. I actually see the filibuster being tossed out for the voter rights to happen, the For the People Act. John Lewis is on it. Yay, John. The John Lewis Act will pass. I see it passing. You know what? I don't know why, but I want to ask about Governor Abbott, who's being run by dark money, as is Jim Jordan, Mark Meadows, Kevin McCarthy, the other guy, Nunes, Gates. They're just giving me a list. Okay, it's going to be a little bit of a balancing act, as we know. This is about the voter rights passing. I see the filibuster getting tossed out the window, at least for this bill. It's kind of like we're going to, and then after that, I think the filibuster eventually gets ditched completely. This is just the beginning. When I say pray, I'm not joking. When we pray and we visualize, even if you don't believe in praying, visualize what you want to see happen. We need to win this. We need to win back our democracy that's been taken over by dark money. So this is like, it's a balancing act, which is better than I had been pulling the Fool card a lot. And the Fool card was more about, everybody, you better make the right choice or you're going to be sorry. This is more like, okay, we're making the right choice. We're putting the pressure on. The Texas Democrats are putting the pressure on. And Abbott, speaking of pressure, I feel like there's a ton of pressure on him to keep suppressing the vote, keep suppressing voter rights. No, I see him, the guides are showing him being shut up, shut down, shut up and shut down. And the Ace of Wands, I wouldn't get this if the Democrats weren't going to win this one. They will not get arrested. They will not get arrested. I see advisors to Governor Abbott of Texas. I see advisors to him going, no, don't arrest them. We'll lose people. Not like you know, in a drastic measure. I just mean we'll lose people in terms of people to vote for us. Because they still do, no matter how many voter restrictions they put in, they can't keep people from voting. And they won't be able to change the vote. The Queen of Cups. I think this is Kamala. I think Kamala is like going to be the deciding factor, the deciding vote. I just feel like Abbott is going to be like, the guides are showing me just like squashed, like you know, shut down. Like he cannot do what he's trying to do. There, I don't see arrests. And that's really because the PR stunt of arresting the Democrats, if he ever did that, and he won't. The PR stunt has already happened to the extent that it will, and that he said it. So, sorry about my noisy air conditioner, but it's kind of muggy in here. All right, questions. Yeah, good for them for flying up to Washington, D.C. And I feel like they're having a big party up there. Even though it's a huge convenience, but they're together. And you know what? Love always wins. Togetherness wins. The last video I did, do you remember I said before this even happened? I got the lover card when I was asking about the Voting Rights Act, the For the People Act, and I got the lover card, and that was about Democrats really coming together. And then lo and behold, they hop on an airplane from Texas and they fly to a couple airplanes. They fly to DC, and actually that's going to garner the Democrats a lot of support, because no matter if you're Democrat or Republican or Independent, you want us to keep our democracy. So whomever stands up for democracy and our right to vote, our right to decide who leads this country, you know, it's a popular idea. So yeah, Governor Abbott is going to be told to muffle it. Let's see, the infrastructure bill. I don't think I have to look at cards for the infrastructure bill, because it's going through. The parents are getting their child credits, tax credits for their children. That's a big deal. The guides are showing me a different topic on the topic of COVID. They're showing me a new wave of vaccinations. I said not too long ago, even though the CDC is not coming out with this, or the World Health Organization, I see boosters. Let's pick a few cards on that. I know they're having a heck of a time. I used to live in Tennessee. What the heck is going on in Tennessee? I saw them broadcasting from Nashville, where I used to live. I grew up where I live now, but on the coast of Massachusetts. But yeah, man, Tennessee, what happened? They're having a rough time of it. So I'm picking up on a booster, COVID booster. It looks like October, November. It will be advised. Now, none of this stuff is mandated, so don't listen to all that hooey that I don't think I have any real Republicans that are far-right conservative on this channel. I'm just speaking in general terms. Nobody's forcing anybody to get a vaccination. They're not being forced. Let's be clear. Nobody's being forced. It's being strongly suggested. And if you don't have a vaccine, then be cognizant of the guidelines, like I said before, and just adhere to the guidelines. Now I forgot what I was asking. Okay. I was asking about, this outbreak of so many cases, and it looks like the Eight of Wands is like they're going to overcome the challenges. I mean, people are going to start to listen. And way more people are going to start getting vaccinated, and it feels like in the South that's what's going to happen, because they're seeing people die, and that's a reality check, big time. It's going to take a little time. I see a PR campaign to get people. That's already happening. It doesn't take a psychic, because that is already happening. And I'm seeing some country music stars jumping on board. I feel like that's happening right now as we speak. Some country music artists are currently making videos to encourage people to get the vaccine. I feel that in my bones right now. And the sun is, there's a happy ending. I know that COVID is bad, and I have said all along, as you all know if you've been following me, the end doesn't come till 2024. We don't get a handle on it really in a big way until about 1 million people have passed away from it. So very sad. Pandemics have been part of human history forever. The Black Plague and the Dark Ages, that kind of stuff. But the sun means that we will get on top of it. And people will start paying attention to the rules. I see concerts being closed, like canceled. I do see outdoors. I see several outdoor concerts being canceled in August. Big concerts. So yeah, the guides just showed me that. Not all of them, but yeah, the ones that are really, really big. I'm feeling like the ones that are a couple, 2-3 days long are going to be not happening. Rescheduled for a later date when it's safer. All right, infrastructure bill, yes, it's passing. That's going to make a big difference. That's going to make the Democrats pretty popular. The guides keep showing me, not totally, of course, people that have supported the past guy that was in the White House, people that have, in the southern states. It's an interesting vision that I'm having, an interesting feeling. I see a lot of people, they're mostly older people that have supported Trump, actually getting the memo of what he actually did, because it is going to finally, the truth is finally going to show up, not necessarily on Fox News, although it does bleed through sometimes on Fox News with that guy Chris Matthews. I see Tucker Carlson in huge trouble. I just see some of the older supporters of Trump coming to an awareness of what he actually has done to this country, and almost going into a depression. So, we got to be there to hold some people up that just were grievously misled. And I really think that that's because I'm getting that vision, that sense, and I really think that that's because of all these books that are coming out now, like General Milley. That time period between when the election happened and right up until January 3rd, 4th, I was terrified. It's not an easy time for anyone. When you're a psychic, times 10, because I knew something was up and I was so scared. I didn't go public with that, but I was terrified. And as I've told some of you, I even took a trip to New Hampshire and got a room at an inn, and I prayed. I watched a rally of his and I prayed, and I was like, I didn't know what to do with my fear. So that's all coming out now. General Milley's, what's being recounted in these books, a behind the scenes look at what happened after he did lose the election. So I'm seeing people that have supported, we'll just say he who shall not be named, like I like to say, who supported him in good faith, feeling betrayed and really let down. And the biggest thing, I think the biggest thing, is that they're going to get ripped off of their money. That's already happened. I see some very sad people who just they were naive and didn't know better. Of course, not all of them, but a significant percentage. So let's pray for them. We all could be misguided and scammed, or even brainwashed into a cult, that's what I call this. So let's, keep in mind, we have to look out for our brothers and sisters, and those who have just been duped and they're nice people and innocent. We're going to see that. Be gentle. I know I might be triggering some people out there, but some people are smarter than others, and I don't mean to sound insulting. That's just a fact. Some people are more aware of somebody who's not honest, and some people can get duped. That's just life. Okay, so I'm looking at what's going to happen. What was my question? What's going to happen with the books coming out? What's going to happen with his supporters? What's going to happen with the big lie? What's going to happen with the conspiracy theories? That's what I'm looking at. The devil will be... You know what? This card comes up about him all the time. Trump Tower is 666 Fifth Avenue. If you know about Bible stuff. Yeah. All the deception, all the dark money, the evil is going to start to be exposed. It's going to be harder to reveal the dark money. But I see him indicted in September, October. Stay tuned for that. And I see something like feigning illness coming up. And I see that with Ivanka too. I've said for a while Ivanka's in big trouble. Big trouble. This is, I'm just getting this. There's going to be a lot of, well, I didn't know. Oh, really? Well, I didn't. I know. I mean, she's already said something the likes of, oh, I didn't really know what Ellen Weisselberg did. So here we have the devil card. He is hurt. 45 has hurt a lot of people. It's layers and layers and layers. Let's just be grateful that we have a new president. Let's just be grateful that the insurrection, as horrific as it was, didn't take this country down completely. There is a God or a goddess or a loving universe or whatever you want to call it. So this is deception. This is deception. And this is karma. I'm not picking these cards ahead of time. I just want you to know. I think the question and then I pick 3 cards and then I show them to you. After I peek at what they are so I can decipher. This is Joe Biden. Not that Joe Biden has anything to do with indicting and prosecuting. This has to do with his favorability numbers. Democrats are going to gain a lot of people for saving democracy. The Democrats are going to gain a lot of support for actually saving democracy. I do see demonstrations for that, to save our democracy. I don't know if they're being planned, but I do see visions of that. And let's do new developments. Okay. I think I covered everything. So let's pick 3 cards about what's coming up in the next few days in Washington, D.C. How about we do that? All right. Hopefully we'll have some sunshine here in the foggy state of Massachusetts. By the way, thank you for your nice comments. I really appreciate it. Let's see, if you can subscribe, that would help me. I believe I need 1,000 subscribers in order to go live, which I'd love to do. I am working on a website that actually works. In the meantime, if you'd like to book a reading, I've been doing psychic readings for over 2 decades, so I know my stuff. And here we have what we need to learn. Okay, the devil card came back up. We're going to see so much of the deception revealed. Justice, we're going to see justice. Wow, nice cards. Justice coming to a head. The Ace of Pentacles. The guys just said Merrick Garland is going to reveal, he's going to reveal some of his cards, so to speak. Merrick Garland, he's been working real hard behind the scenes. The holdup has been that there's still some Trump supporters in the Justice Department. That's been the holdup of Merrick Garland. He's been threatened. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. It's based on my psychic impression. He's been under pressure to not do his job, but that's going to change. I see law enforcement coming in and changing that so that Merrick Garland can do his job. But anyway, so we were asking about what's coming up the next few days. We're going to see justice. Matt Gaetz keeps popping into my head too. I think something's coming up for him soon. The darkness will be revealed. We'll know more of the story. And there's a book coming out in a couple days that has something to do with the devil card. You know, we're going to see how bad it was and is with 45. The Ace of Pentacles. Things will start to get clearer. I feel like there's a more cohesive message to the public that's really coming out. So, like, we're kind of getting more on the same page with all the crises that we're in. I'm really happy to end with that. That's a good thing. It's a really good thing. Okay, AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. Please send me an email and book a reading. Namaste, and I'll be back, I don't know, soon. Whenever I pass like 100 views, because I'm fledgling new on YouTube, that's around the time I decide to do a new video. So definitely get those views up and share if you can. All right, bye.